So we talked in the last video about how to use the Cami program. And so that kind of gave you a little indication of where we're going. Let me see if I can get that erased since I made a mistake there already. So in this video, I just want to go over some basics about what exactly you're going to do. If I have two numbers and they're added together and they equal 6, well, what are the two numbers? Well, they could be 0 and 6, 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3. And then we'd get to the numbers that are just the opposite. We'd say, 4 and 2, just in switched order. 5 and 1, 6 and 0. So these are the positive integers. I suppose we could even go to some negatives and say, -7 plus 13 would be equal to 6. So there's an unlimited number of combinations. But if I then tell you that those same two numbers, oops, not plus, those same two numbers when multiplied are equal to 8. Well, now if these are both true, so now we know that it's either got to be 2 times 4 or 4 times 2, assuming you're okay to have them switched and that be a different situation. Now, these unknowns here, this, 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 and this, are what we call variables because they can change. They can be different numbers that are representative. So we can't just put in, the 0 plus 6 here because there are other options. So we want to represent that with something. And it can be anything. The word cow and pig. Now, if we're going to use the same two variables over here, then we also have to have our cow and our pig over here. So whatever we use to represent a variable in one equation, if they're connected, we also have to use the same variable in the other one. Now in your work, you're going to see things like triangle plus square equals 7. Now this doesn't have anything to do with the number of sides, so a triangle doesn't have to be 3 and a square doesn't have to be 4. These numbers can be anything, just like we did up here with the cow and the pig. And so then we can do the same thing and we can say um, triangle times square equals 6. Well, now all of a sudden we can make that connection here and we can say that one of the numbers has to be 6 and one of the numbers has to be 1. So because 6 times 1 would be 6, 6 plus 1 equals 7. And notice that I put the 6 with the triangle and the 1 with the square. They could also be reversed. We could say that the triangle is 1, and then you would have 1 times 6, 6 and 7. Now, the ones that you're going to be working with are going to add an extra step. So let me just clear this page and we'll look at an example of one. So if I say that Square plus circle equals 6, and square equals circle, then we know that these two numbers have to be exactly the same number. So in this case, it would be 3 plus 3, because 3 equals 3. So I'm going to stop this video here, because that should get you through the first assignment, and then I'm going to make another video for lessons 2 and 3. So now that you're done watching this one, pretty basic, easy concept, but some of the problems get pretty involved. Like you might have triangle divided by 3 equals square or something like that. And so just make sure that as you're working on them, whatever represents the variable, that you keep them consistent throughout the problem.